Hi YouTube, Zachary Fenell, author of Off Balance, once again with you. Today, I want to use this video blog time to expand on a traditional blog post I did on my blog offbalance.wordpress.com yesterday, January 30th. The post is entitled New Year Resolutions. And of course, the post of this video blog, the title of this video blog, is You Really Have to Want It. And the first question is, what's it? It is success. And what success is different for everybody, which actually brings me to kind of like the tying in connection between New Year's resolutions and today's vlog. New Year's resolutions are ultimately goals. And to me, that's how I define success. Success is achieving your goals. Of course, that, as long as you're achieving your goals, anything you want to do, you can get done. Of course, that involves setting the right goals, which is the potential for another video blog or traditional blog post at another time. But today I want to really talk about just, once those goals are set, if you want advice on setting up your own goals, you can feel free to contact me. My contact information, social media information is always at the end of my videos, so you can contact me there. But for now, moving back, you really have to want it. It's all about wanting to accomplish your goals. So in my New Year's resolutions post, I mentioned I want to, one of my resolutions this year is to post 2 video blog posts on YouTube a month. Of course, I didn't start that to the end of January. And I'll be honest, so today's my last day to actually get this done. And I wasn't feeling up to it. I was just like, well, I'll start in February. I didn't really want it. I was like, oh, I'll start in February. It was a late start. Basically, I was giving myself excuses. Obviously, this is posted and I recorded this video, so the question is, what happened? How did I go from not really wanting it to have to really want it? And I watched my favorite inspirator, my favorite motivator on YouTube, the guy who every Monday, thank God it's Monday, Mr. Eric Thomas, the hip-hop preacher. So I watched a video of his which stirred me here. And, actually, my, whole theme here, you have to really want it. How many more times am I going to say that? Is kind of like an idea based off of one of Eric's concepts and principles of, you really have, you can be successful, just have to want it as bad as you want to breathe, as bad as you want to eat. As long as you're willing to make sacrifices, success is going to be yours. If you work, you're going to make sacrifices, work hard, success will be yours. And, so I highly recommend Eric Thomas's videos, and, so find his YouTube channel, do all that. And I'm going to, but this is a Zachary Fenell video blog, so let's back up and refocus on what I have to offer today. I think a good example to demonstrate what I'm talking about today with my point and my topic comes with publishing. I'm sure I'm not the only author. When you tell someone, a published author, when you tell someone you want, that you've written a book, or, and you say, yeah, I wrote, a book, your response might be something like, oh, that's always been something I've wanted to do. It's always something that I've been interested in doing. That's, it's kind of cool. I always thought my story would be a good one to tell. Or I have these good stories I want to tell. But they want, so the person saying, yeah, I want to write a book. But you know what? I can tell they don't really want it because there's no reason to just bring it up now. With the internet, information is at your fingertips. So if you really wanted to write a book, it wouldn't just be casually brought up when I mention I've written Off Balance and it's out on the Kindle and Nook. It's going to be, that person's going to go, when I bring that up, person's like, oh really? Because I've been doing some Google searches and I've been doing research into publishing because I'm going to write, this is my concept for a book and this is what I'm going to write, this is what I'm working on. Do you have any particular advice? And I might have, how effective has social media marketing been? So that person who really wants it is going to come at me with detailed questions, with research already done, and not be like, yeah, I've thought about writing a book. I want to do that. They kind of want it. They don't really want it. And, try and drive home that point, let me share with you an experience. After I wrote the first draft of Off Balance, the first manuscript, actually is right here with me. Duply titled, used to be titled Cerebral Palsy, Sherman's Disease, and Me. When I wrote that, I sat down with a past college professor. He was actually the newspaper advisor. He's in my book, Dr. Michael Bloom. I sat down with him. This is his copy I actually gave him to look through. I asked him to look through it for me, give me his feedback. And one of the first things Mike did for me, Dr. Mike Bloom did for me when we sat down was, one of the first things he said was, first off, before we get started, just something, this isn't direct quote, but just, basically, the gist of what he says. We sat down and he goes, before I start, I just want me to commend you on getting this manuscript done. Commend you on having this. So many people write a book, say they were going to write a book, and then never do. But you did. So you've gotten to that point so far. Congratulations. And then he proceeded to tell me how I could improve my book, giving me his constructive criticism. And, maybe I overtook it by, basically if I were to paraphrase what he said, I'd say that, it wasn't very good. It wasn't the focus, it needed more of a focus, it needed more of a story arc. In many ways it just sucked. Honestly, it sucked. We'll get to that, I'll get back to that in a minute. So, Dr. Bloom was, and when he's telling me all this, the first part just kind of was like, I just shrugged my shoulders at it. I'm like, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. That's the person I am. I'm going to do it. So I said I'm going to write a book, I'm going to write it. That's like, to me, it's like, it's not an accomplishment, or it's not something to praise me because I did a task I said I was going to do. I was going to make my bed, and I made my bed. So, alright. No, it's, Fonzie's thumb. So yeah, I kind of dismissed Bloom's comment as just trying to make me feel better so that, when I wouldn't be overly devastated by his constructive criticism. That's just kind of like, I'm sure he has his own takes on the event, but that's kind of like where I was with it. So I thought, I kind of felt like, well, he's just saying that, so I don't get too crushed by what he had to say. But, again, what I was speaking to when people say, oh, I want to write a book, I guess it is true. What Dr. Bloom says, looking back, holds a lot of truth to it. I've experienced it. Just like I've said, people, oh, I want to write a book, but they don't really want it. And, as far as my book goes, as I said, that early draft wasn't very, just lacked focus, a story arc, that kind of thing. And, it's a teen memoir, it's a teen memoir because of how I had feedback I got on this draft. But yeah, so it was all about, yeah. And, just let me second to last thing say is, just let you know, my book doesn't suck now. And the first draft might have been good, but the published version, it's good. I don't want to discourage you. I don't want you to walk away from this video blog and saying, wow, that author's pretty dumb to go on camera and post on YouTube and say his book sucks. My book doesn't suck now. I've gotten great reviews from bloggers like Living with Cerebral Palsy blogger Tina Mastringa and Disabled Grappler blogger Matt Mercenick. I've gotten great reviews on my book. It just say you look around, search off balance, Zachary Fenell, you're gonna find 90% positive things. There are naysayers out there, and there's always going to be no matter what. But so after after I just emphasize that my book doesn't suck anymore, let me just say my final thing is whether it's writing a book or whatever it is, whatever you want to do, whatever that New Year's resolution is, whatever that task is, whatever that goal is, just ask yourself, do you want it? Or do you really want it? Because if you really want it, you'll sacrifice to get it done. Thank you for joining me today.